Hey everybody, Jim Tedesco here, Millennium County Railroad. Been a while, but hey, I'm sure you guys have seen my rail fanning video earlier today. Got lucky. Trains don't really run on a good schedule around here. They sort of do, but they're not always. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time to catch the train. Everybody's asking about the train shed. Well, kind of a funny story, but not really. When I bought this house, the previous owner and the realtor gave me a pretty good idea where my property lines were, except that they were completely wrong. And I wound up building my train platform, the shed platform, the floor that you've seen in an earlier video, on train property, not my land. So I was faced with a dilemma here. Of course, it cost a fortune to take it back up. I really can't afford to do that. I don't see the point in tearing it back up. I don't think anybody will bother because it's just a platform out there. We're just going to leave it. Maybe make an above ground garden out of it, or a little area where you can put chairs and the grill, whatever. Who knows? So anyway, I decided, this is how I found out about this. Now, I ordered a survey done because I was really curious. My next door neighbor came over and said, "Did you get a variance for that floor?" I said, "No, why?" He says, "Well, I'm not sure that you're completely on your property. I think you're right on the line." I said, "Well, that could be a problem." He assured me, he said, "It's no big deal, don't even worry about it," but I am worried about it. I know my neighbors won't turn me into anybody, but you know, the train goes by, they see this building on their land, they might get a little upset about it, I don't know. Anyway, so I kind of lost $3,900 on that floor. That's what it cost me to build it. That's the way it goes, and the guy told me it would be $7,500 to remove it and move it elsewhere. I said, "Well, that's just a waste of money. I'm not spending that kind of money." So we're just going to leave it there. So anyway, I had the survey done on my property. I now know where my property lines are, and of course, like my neighbor suspected, that was not even close to my property line. It's on the train property. My backyard ends about 25 foot back from the house, and the train shed floor is not even on my land. So anyway, it's not that big of a deal. Of course, like I said, I lost some money in the deal, but better lose a little bit now than a lot later on. So I talked to the handyman that's going to build me a new floor on the other side of the property next to the guest house. That's my land, not a problem. And you got a perfect space for it, and it will actually be closer to the electric and everything else. I think it'll be I should have went there in the first place. So he's talking, of course, it's going to cost a little more this time because, you know, they can. So I'm looking at, $5,000 to build a new floor, but I did. So he's going to start hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I postponed the shed until the new floor is built because they were getting ready to come actually today and put the new shed up. And I said, "Nah, I can't do that yet because I got a problem with where the floor is. It's not on my land." He said, "Oh, okay, well, we'll wait then." So I don't know how long it'll take after the floor is done. I told him that would probably be a month before we could put the shed up, so just give myself a little bit of leeway. Because the handyman, he's pretty busy. Now, he assured me he can do it in the next couple of weeks, so I've got my fingers crossed. So for everybody who's interested in where my train shed is, and technically it's in limbo right now, but it is what it is, you know. That was a mistake that I should have clarified before I built the floor. I really did believe, I was led to believe that land back there was mine, and it turns out it's not. So, you know, it would be too much of a risk to put the thing. I mean, they may not bother me for several years, you know, and then one day they'll say, "Hey, you know, that building's on our land. You got to get it off," you know. Or they could actually take possession of it because it would legally be theirs. It's on their land. Well, I'd lose a lot of money by then because, you know, how many thousands of dollars am I going to have tied up in this? You know, actually building a layout and all that, I could have $10,000-$20,000 tied up in it. And then to lose that, or even worse situation, you'd have to move it, then what? I could be losing a ton of money, so it's just not worth it. So it'd rather be, legal, get it back on my property, and we'll be good to go. Now, I've got a land going that way. At one point, I think it's 1.3 acres. So I know where my lines are. The survey guys, they marked it out. And definitely won't be a problem where I plan on putting the shed. And as soon as that's up and running, we'll start putting together the new Millennium County Railroad. Also, I asked you a question about the railroad that came through there, the one that I filmed earlier. That's United States Sugar Association, right? Yeah, Sugar Corporation, USSC, I think it is. Anyway, it's U.S. Sugar. It's a short line that runs from Tampa all the way down to Port St. Lucie. Kind of makes a backward J turn on the track. It comes through pretty much every day, except I think Tuesdays it doesn't run, but some of you guys said, hey, maybe you should model that on your new railroad. And I said, I'm going to. Matter of fact, I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to run that line, at least part of it. And it'll be a dedicated line just for U.S. Sugar, and I'll get identical engines for that. And I'll actually even name them properly for it. I might even try and duplicate the numbers on the engines. I got to take a good look at it and see what road numbers on those two locos. I think they're SD45s, but I'm not sure. It could be SD40s. I'm not 100% on that. But I'm also going to build a replica of this house behind the railroad track. So it'll be just like a small section of the layout. Will be just like here in real life. It'll be cool. And I figure I'll model the other houses here, and I'll try and do as much as I can to replicate this area, and that'll be cool. And then of course the rest of the layout will be completely fictional as it was before. But so anyway, to answer your question, yes, I'm going to model this area. I think it'll be cool. And I got a pretty good idea how the tracks run and all that, so it shouldn't be too hard to replicate on the layout. So anyway, that's where we're at with the shed. I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit longer until you start seeing regular videos for it. Videos will probably be pretty sparse until the shed goes up. I'd still like to videotape it being built when the time comes. I'm not going to bother with the new floor because, hey, you've seen one floor, you've seen them all, right? So anyway, that's where we stand. Hope that answers everybody's question. And I'll talk to you soon. Keep it on the rails, as always. Be safe, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye.